Did Harley scam me? Tell me what you guys think. Alright, what's up you guys? Another day, another split. I want to talk about something real quick. Let me get up to speed here first. Okay, so I bought this motorcycle back in April I believe. I bought it at 11,000 miles, around there. I know it was 11 for sure. So 11,000 miles, and I asked the sales guy if everything was alright with it. One thing that has always happened to me when buying a bike, for some reason I was never able to test ride them, whether they were new bikes or old bikes, pre-owned bikes. From the dealership, I've only bought bikes on dealerships, so I was never able to test ride them for some reason. They were about to close, something didn't line up, they didn't want to pull the bikes out, the mechanics are already home, whatever, some excuse, right? So I'm like, alright, whatever, you know, it's a Harley dealership, so of course the bikes are going to be fine, right? The manager was like, oh, if when you buy the bike you sign the paperwork for it and you're not happy with it or whatever, you could always bring it back and, you know, we'll reverse the deal and stuff like that, and I want you to be happy, blah blah blah. Just, you know, buttering up the customer. So I was like, okay, fair, cool, whatever. So when I got the bike, I rode it home, everything was fine. A couple months later though, this is where we get into the nitty-gritty. A couple months later, it didn't take long, but I was due for my service. I did get the service package for it because I didn't feel like changing oil. I know, call me whatever you want. Booze in chat, L's in chat, L's in chat. So I had the service package and the guy was like, every 5,000 miles bring in the bike and we'll do the oil and everything. So I take in the bike because it was due for the service. And then I was addressing some issues I was having with the bike. First of all, for example, if I was splitting right now and I pulled in the clutch and revved my engine a couple times, the bike would die. The bike would completely die. It was like it would stall out or something, and I would have to turn it back on in traffic during the split with the clutch pulled in. That happened to me about 3 or 4 times. Ever since I did the bar job, it hasn't happened. So maybe the clutch line was just too short or whatever. I have no idea. So I asked them to check that out. Why is my bike dying every time I'm in neutral and I rev the engine? I've never had that happen on any other motorcycles I've owned, Harley Davidson or the Yamaha Bolt. Second, I was hearing, I don't know how to describe this sound, if it was a, I wouldn't say squealing, oh, I guess a little squealing, a little grindy, coming from my front wheel. And it wouldn't be there all the time, but it was present, you know, especially when my wife was on the back. It would just get worse, and I was like, what the, you know, I was getting concerned about it. And so I asked him to check out that grinding noise. He was like, oh, when is it happening, you know, all the basic questions. And I'm like, basically slow speeds, when I'm speeding up, you know, whenever I could hear it grinding, bro. It's not normal. Slow it on up to do with the Vikla. That's one con of owning a ape hangers right there. You can't split that well. You have a wider wingspan. The handlebars I had, I think they were closer to 41 inches, I believe, or was it something crazy like 49 inch wingspan, and these Thrasher ones, I believe the website says 31. All right, back to the story. So I dropped the bike off the day before so I could still go to work. My wife was gonna take me, and so probably around 9 o'clock I called them for an update on the bike, and they were like, yeah, we're doing a 1K on it. And in my head I'm like, why are we doing a 1K? First of all, because the bike has 10,000 miles on it. That doesn't make sense to me. But maybe it's just like standard operating procedure. When you buy a bike from them, they just start off at a 1K. I really don't know. And then they told me they found some issues with the bike, my front wheel bearing is blown. That was the cause of the squealing on my front tire. And then they couldn't figure out what was wrong with the clutch, but when they were doing the 1K on it, they tested my brake fluid, and I believe they said that my brake fluid was at like 4% water or something, or 0.4%. So I had some watery ass brake fluid. So in my head, I looked up a video on YouTube and like a Harley Davidson checklist of things they check before they sell a bike. And some dealerships are different than others, I think. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But the sales guy, he told me that everything was fine, all this, the brakes are good, whatever. So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, how much is this gonna cost, bro? I just bought the bike. Your sales guy told me it was fine, and now you're telling me that there's something wrong with my bike. I just got it 3 months ago. That's how much time had passed from April, May, June, July. And the person I was talking to on the phone, they were like, let me talk to my boss, you know, and let me see what I could do. I was like, all right. They said, I'll call you back. 4 hours passed and they still haven't called me back. So I called them. And they're like, oh yeah, you're the guy with the Road King you just brought, right? I'm like, yeah. They said, oh, my manager told me since you just got the bike, we'll give you 50% off parts, 50% off labor. I'm like, all right, well, tell me how much is it gonna be? And they told me it was gonna be around $303, I think. Now, times are tough for everybody, all right? So I had money saved up for other bills, other commitments, but I had to take that money and spend it. I know it's not an issue with other people maybe, but for me it was a big issue because I just don't have change like that, man. I'm not that financially stable, and yeah, I'm embarrassed to say that, but it's the truth. So anyways, to replace the front wheel bearing, do a brake fluid flush. That's the only thing that they charged me for, and it turned out to be $303. Now that being said, I went ahead and paid them, and the bike ran smooth after that. I haven't had that problem, but that just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, man. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. I just want to get like a little vlog out there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Okay, so after editing this, I know I made a lot of mistakes and I was pretty dumb about some things, and yeah, a lot of that's on me. But come on, man, you're gonna sell me a bum ass bike. And remember, keep smiling. Tell somebody you love them. Oh, here we go, baby. Keep smiling. Tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you guys in the split. Later.